This is Rob Tebbutt for ID Boxing. Delighted as always to be joined by the former cruiserweight and heavyweight champion of the world, David Haye. We're here in Manchester ahead of Joyce-Parker. How are you, David? Been a while?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm really good. Yeah, we're looking forward to this showdown. Two nice guys who have mean intentions. I'm looking forward to it.
Mean intentions indeed. I remember once upon a time where you were Joe Joyce's promoter. I remember
Yeah.
coming down to the gym in Vauxhall, him and Salas. Obviously, he's kind of gone full circle and ended up with Salas now. What have you made of Joe Joyce's career up to this point?
It kind of went stagnated in the middle, but whatever he's done, and now he finds himself in a position where he's got a fight that matters. He's got an opponent, Joyce-Parker, who's bringing a wealth of experience, a former world champion himself. He's got 2 defeats on his record. No disgrace in either of those. He gave a good account of himself both times. So he's by far the best opponent that Joyce has fought before, and he's a bit on a big It's on a Sky. It's a BT box office show. It's big. It's sexy. It's at the Manchester Arena. It's what he needs right now. He's just turned 37 years old. So it's time for these types of big fights to happen. And he's here. He's found himself. It's taken him a little while to get here, but he's here. Let's see where it goes.
I know you've had Joyce-Parker in the gym years ago as well with Kevin Barry. I mean, the general consensus is it's kind of going to be a fight of 2 halves. Joyce-Parker's speed in the early rounds and Joe Joyce's relentlessness and his stamina in the second half of the fight. Do you agree with that?
Not really. I think the damage that is done in the first 6 rounds is going to be very important moving into the final 6 rounds. There's only so much, although Joyce has a tremendous chin, there's only so much punishment a human being can take. And Parker has great hand speed, punch variety. He's got a very educated jab. It's seen him through a lot of his fights, just his jab alone. So I don't think it's going to be like it's a stand toe-to-toe slugfest. I think there's going to be some skills in there, some boxing ability, and Joyce also has good boxing ability. You don't win a Olympic silver medal, a contested silver medal. A lot of people believe he got a gold if you don't have boxing ability. He doesn't appear to be the fastest heavyweight on the planet, but his relentlessness makes up for that. So I definitely think whatever happens in the first 6 rounds, I don't see Parker being stupid enough to punch himself out in the first 6 rounds and run out of steam and Joyce grind him down in the second part. I don't really see it happening that way. I think there's an opportunity both fighters can score a stoppage. I think the way that Joyce does it is literally find a way to absorb the punishment, get close, and just try to just chip away at the body and the head and look to try to do as much damage as he can in hopes that the body of Parker is just going to break down. And I can see that happening. There's a version of that fight where I've seen how tough and resilient he is. And obviously, if you look at the fight with Dillian Whyte and Parker, Dillian was able to impose his physicality on Parker, and Parker wasn't able to use his slick boxing in that fight. But Dillian was able to get very close and really rough him up. Joe isn't that rough inside. He's rough on the outside in the middle range. So I can see a version of the fight going that way. And also I can see Parker putting a cluster of punches together that stuns Joyce on his feet. I'm not saying knocks him even down. All you need to do is stun some against the ropes and them in their mind thinking I can take any punch and then just get rattled with 5 or 6 shots and a referee jumping in. So that's another version I can see happening. But either way, it's going to be exciting and entertaining. And they're both coming to like career heaviest. So it's like they both know something that they're going to need every bit of fuel they can in the tank.
Staying with the heavyweight division, of course, has been dominated recently by Tyson Fury versus Joshua.
Yeah.
What do you make of that fight if it happens, David?
I think it's great. I think it's the fight everyone wanted to see. Nobody really wanted to see it after AJ lost 2 fights, but maybe that's the only way that the fight could be made. And here we are in a position where within a few months, we're going to get the fight we've all been waiting for. And no one was expecting it, particularly after that second loss against Usyk AJ had. Nobody really was expecting this, and it came out from left field. And we're like, okay, cool. Okay, one guy's just lost 2 times in a row, but we're still going to pay for it. The brand name of Joshua is so high that you don't care that he's lost his 2 fights. You just want to see how he's going to get on with Fury. So many people think Fury's got an easy night's work. They really do. And going on his last couple of performances, that makes sense. And Anthony needs to do something very different in this fight. You can't come into the fight with the same mindset, trying to do this boxing thing. That clearly isn't what his forte is. So physically, he's got the tools. I said it before. He's got the tools to beat anybody. He just needs to learn how to engage the tools and to be able to maximise his physical attributes.
Right, David, you're always a man in demand. So very, very quickly, it's prediction time before I let you go. Let's start with that. Fury versus Joshua. What's your prediction for that if it happens?
Oh, if you're a betting man, it's hard to bet against Fury. It really is, But I've never seen Anthony Joshua in a position where he's got no pressure on him because he's just lost 2 fights. No one's expected him to do anything, whereas everybody's expecting Fury. Fury's got it all to do. AJ just needs to turn up, and I think Anthony Joshua, if he gets the technical side right, is the only guy who's got a shot against Fury. At the moment, he seems that good. The smart money's on Fury, but you can't write anybody off, even after they've just lost 2 fights in a row, although his last one was a bit closer than the first one. If Anthony Joshua figures out how to use his body in the most effective way, he's the only guy I think that can cause Fury a loss.
Okay, and final one from me. How does it end tomorrow night here in Manchester, live on BT Sport Box Office?
I think it ends by stoppage. For sure. I definitely think both fighters have the firepower and they're both coming super heavy. I definitely think it's going to be a stoppage victory for... I'm not sure which one is going to be.
Come on, David, don't sit on the fence. Not like you.
No, I don't. I genuinely don't know. I heard that Parker is the underdog going into this fight. So if you are going to bet, and it's a 50-50, I'd bet with the guy who's you get the best odds, getting the most money back. So I go for Parker because for my pound gets me a few back in a 50-50.
Spoken like a true gambler.
If that makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
Okay,
David, always a pleasure. Thanks very much for speaking to ID Boxing. Look forward to catching up with you soon.
No problem. Cheers.